Hi Virgo, welcome to your general love read for April 2020. I'm going to be doing couples and singles. So for those of you who are here who are single, check the timestamp below and just fast forward to that time, okay? The rest of you, those of you who are in a relationship, this could be those of you who are in a relationship right now or somebody who's still very actively in your energy field. I'm going to first do a Celtic cross spread having to do with the energy that you're dealing with, the person that you're dealing with. Then I'm going to sweep that, do one for you, and then we're going to pull some wrap up energies to see how things are going to be turning out for you guys, okay? Remember, guys, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Definitely don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit, okay? And the energies can always be enmeshed. You have to understand that with tarot, right? Especially with relationship reads, because the energy is very tight. So it's like a very any sort of synastry reads is the energies are very enmeshed. So if when I'm reading their Celtic cross, you're like, that's totally me, and then when I read yours, that's them, okay, it's still your reading, so you have to apply it however you see fit, okay? Okay, pull the energy and see. Oh well, they were viewing you as just love. You know, they were viewing you as like that space. I always talk about that metaphorical home space. This is Mercury in Cancer. They view you, not only that, they viewed you as somebody who changed their life. 3 of Cups. Mercury. Because Mercury, from an alchemical perspective, is about, you know, because Mercury can change the ethers, right? From an alchemical perspective, right? So it's this ability to change, you know. Cups is all about emotions, right? Feeling very strong. But Cancer, that water energy, is about safety. It's about that metaphorical home space, right? So yeah, they feel very deeply for you, Virgo. That's for sure. So right now, this is the way they're viewing your relationship, your connection, okay? So this is how they felt about you in the past. So right now, we have the 2 of Wands energy that's crossed by the 2 of Swords energy. So the 2 of Wands energy is a Mars and Aries energy. So they definitely want this new cycle with you. Absolutely. They want, because Mars is about, you know, Mars is that warrior planet who comes in, right? And he rules Aries. And Aries is about seeing something through fresh eyes with a fresh perspective and really having a lot of fire in the belly to move something forward, feeling very passionate. They're feeling very passionate about you. But then we have the crossing with the 2 of Swords. So this is them being at cross purposes with themselves. This is a moon in Libra. They're doing, whenever we have a moon energy, it's always about I feel. So they're feeling very deeply conflicted about this relationship because it's moon in Libra. So when we have a Libra energy, Libra is that 7th house relationship energy. The glyph for Libra is also about, it's the scales, it's about fairness. So they could be really at cross purposes within the relationship, thinking about what's fair, what's not fair, you know, really getting in touch with their needs, in short, really, is this 2 of Swords energy. Needing to make a decision, knowing that they need to, but they're not right now. It's just kind of like in a little bit of a pause space, so to speak. Now, the energy that they view as crowning the energy is the 2 of Cups in reverse. So the 2 of Cups energy is a Venus in Cancer energy. So there's something about this connection that's making them feel very vulnerable and very unsafe, very insecure, very unsure. Because when you have because the Cancer energy is all about safety, it's homes, that metaphorical home space. Venus in Cancer, obviously, right? It's about that love and feeling good about being in something. So I am getting this feeling that there's something that's very insecure about this. Now, when we do, just in the very fundamental perspective, the 2 of Cups in reverse can mean somebody not acting in the most authentic way or in the best way within the relationship. So this could be, I don't know, Virgo, maybe they think that, you know, you're flirting with somebody else, you still hung up on somebody else, or you're with somebody else. Maybe you are, but I'm not really getting that energy. It could be you just not being 100% in it in the same way as they are. Their perspective, them thinking that you are not putting in what they're putting in, their perspective. But whatever it is, it's making them feel, you know, in their higher mind, like, oh, like, I don't know if I could trust this kind of thing, right? as the foundation, though, in their gut, we have this justice energy here. And again, justice is Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. This is about fairness, right? So in a very fundamental, in the deep recess of their gut, they know you are a fair person. If nothing else, you are fair. And they also associate you with love, with beauty, okay? With this idea of having this partnership, but it is this idea of fairness. Now this is a love read, but, also at the same time, there could be something very big going on in your life, in the connection here, or in their life, having to do with a court case of some kind, that maybe has been inflecting the relationship. They might be dealing with something, a heavy unfairness or some sort of issue where fairness needs to be had, justice needs to be had in their life in a way where it's inflecting the relationship, and they're realizing this. Right? So that's going to resonate with some of you. But representing them in the relationship right now, we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is them being in the space of just being very sort of dug in to the ideas of what it is that they really need in a relationship. Very dug in. But not in a bad way. It's a Mars and Leo way. So whenever you have Leo energy, because Leo's ruled by the sun, it's about, these epiphanies and these ideas hitting one where it's recognizing what they need towards healing so that they could actually be happy, right? But it's feeling very passionately about it, right? Because wands are will, it's energy, it's passion, right? It's desire to move forward, but it's the desire to move forward with the understanding that they need to be treated and handled in a certain way, that certain things need to be present for them to feel really, really connected in this relationship. Now, they're viewing you as the Four of Cups energy. So they're viewing you as somebody who's very restless, who's very possibly bored, who is very critical, because Four of Cups energy, I always call it the checklist card. Those of you who've been watching me, it's that checklist card. It's taking out that checklist and saying, okay, I don't like that they do A, B, and C. And if they keep doing, D, E, and F, I just can't be in this. It's like, this is just not okay. So they're viewing you as this. They're viewing you as being very critical of them and, also just feeling very restless and critical at the same time is how they're viewing you. Now, their fear is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So they're afraid of not having this new beginning with you. They're afraid of it. They're afraid of things not moving forward in it, because wands are forward movement. It's passion, it's will, it's desire, it's want. And they're afraid that this new beginning, like the desire's not going to be there anymore, the passion's not going to be there anymore. They're afraid of that happening. And then we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is an interesting energy here because this is really about transformations. This is Sun and Scorpio energy. Now, this is the way they're seeing the relationship, okay? Sun and Scorpio is, the Six of Cups is a Sun and Scorpio energy, but it's also about remembering things that were once upon a time. Now, for many people, this is a card of revisiting the past, going back to the past. For a lot of people, this is reconnecting with somebody from the past. But in the very most simplistic form, this has to do with nostalgia and remembering how something was once upon a time, right? Remembering how something was once upon a time. But the Six of Cups energy is a reconnection card to somebody from the past. And then we have the Eight of Cups as the outcome energy here. So the Eight of Cups is a moving on card, right? It is. It's a Saturn and Pisces energy, which is all about, Saturn makes it's difficult. You feel this restriction, but with the Pisces in a Cups energy indicates going towards dreams, right? And in the reverse, it indicates having a really hard time moving on. Like a really hard time moving on. Where there's recognition that something may not be ideal in this connection. Something can be very hurtful, even toxic for them, but they're having a very hard time letting go. And I feel like it's because they're reflecting back to a time when things were good in your relationship. They're remembering the good in the Six of Cups energy. It's a very reminiscent energy, very reminiscent. So that's what they're feeling right now. They're feeling this, they're not very connected to you, but at the same time, they can't let you go. And you guys could still even be together and then be feeling this, but I definitely get them reminiscing too, once upon a time when things were better between the two of you from an earlier part of your relationship. But there's something that, even though they feel like you're fair, they feel like you're very critical of them, and that there's something that they can't trust about the relationship. It doesn't have to be real. It's a subjective energy. Let's see what comes out for you. Sun. Woohoo! Always positive. Knight of Cups. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. That's so funny. Three of Cups. You guys are at the same Three of Cup position for each other. Oof. Wow, is there a lot of energy here? My whole back just got hot. Okay. Same energy as them. Everything I said for the Three of Cups, the Mercury and Cancer, with just, you saw them as like, as this metaphorical home space, you know, somebody you can really grow with. The situation right now, we have the Sun. The Sun is about illuminating things towards healing. There's healing here, moving forward, being on the path with that person. This is so positive. Everybody wants the Sun card. It's just beautiful. It really is. And it's moving towards this. You might be dealing with the Leo, but this is moving towards on this path that you're supposed to be on. And there's going to be a very healing element to it, right? And that's being crossed by the Knight of Cups, which is an Aquarius and Pisces energy. So again, whenever we have this Pisces energy with the cup energy here, it's always about what we want and desire, what we wish for. It's our wish in a relationship, right? And with the Aquarius in there, it's the wish to do something different in a relationship so that you guys can be happy. So it's this, you have a very deep desire to transform this, Virgo, a very deep desire. That Aquarius energy, it's ruled by Uranus. It's about doing something differently so that you guys can make your dreams come true. And the Sun is about these ideas about illuminating towards healing, right? But the crowning energy here is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is a Mercury and Virgo in reverse. So there's not very good communication right now. There's not very good mental, emotional, and physical connection. You guys may not even be in contact, but if you are, it might not be the healthiest. And you thinking that this relationship, in your higher mind, you're like, it's not going to be able to be any different than it is now, even though I want it. It's like you're willing to make the change, but you don't feel like they're willing to make the changes that are necessary to move forward. In the foundation, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Pages always represent new cycles, right? They're the youngins of the court. The Pentacle energy in relationship read is like emotional, mental, and physical connection. So it can be quite literally because of money. Money could be an issue here for sure. But there is this lack of willingness to go on to this, into this next cycle with this person because of that, right? Because of this sense of lack. Whatever's lacking here, it's getting in the way of fundamentally being able to evolve into that next cycle. So it seems like your deep desire is, because you have these very strong feelings for this person, to transform this, to do something differently. But you don't see it being able to transform right now, right? Is what I'm getting right now. Representing you, you're the Eight of Wands. Oh, I love this. This is great. This is a Mercury and Sagittarius energy. This is about, remember, Mercury rules communication. Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity, and Sagittarius is a fire energy, so it's about passion, moving forward. So this tells me very quick communication coming in. This could be you reaching out to them reaching out to you, but there being very quick communication. This is very positive. This is almost a frenetic energy, like, I don't want to be without you anymore. We have to fix this. Too much time is passing. We have to just cut this out already. Da, 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 da. And I feel like it's you doing it, only because you got the sun. And I'm getting a lot of fire in your energy, lots of passion, okay, lots of desire here. But 8 of Wands is really great because it's this moving forward, this quick, frenetic moving forward towards a very strong foundation. You're viewing them as the Queen of Pentacles, though, in reverse. Yeah, Sagittarius and Capricorn, you're wondering if they were able to put this hard work in order to move forward. I don't think you're thinking that they're not able to do that. You're not thinking that they're able to. You're viewing them as somebody who's not willing right now to put the hard work in to move this forward. You know, in a way where they're not giving of themselves emotionally, mentally, physically in the way that's necessary to mend this right now. And you're afraid of conflict. Your five of Wands is quite literally the conflict card. Battle of the wills. That's really what it is. This is where it's like battle of the ego. This is where you guys are arguing. You say this and I say that, and you say, and you know, I don't like when you do this. Well, I say that because you do this. And, you know, that kind of cyclical kind of arguing, you know, where it's like, you know, it's a Saturn and Leo. Saturn is really tough. It's karma. It's, you know, all that. And Leo, when we're talking about with the conflict with the 5, it's like the ego is there. The passion is coming out and fighting about what you feel is right and wrong. But you're afraid of that. You just don't want to argue. You don't want to deal with the arguing. But the outcome energy here, this is incredible. I mean, these are 2 very powerful major arcanas here. We have the Tower card. So the Tower card is illumination. Don't get flipped out that we got this, because we got the World is the next card. So it's really good getting these 2 together. The Tower energy is about illumination, first and foremost. Try to think of it like that rather than it being the ending of something, because it doesn't always mean that. It means the ending of something, but it doesn't always mean the ending of a relationship, per se. Because the Tower energy is connected to Mars. Okay, Mars is linked to the Chariot. What is the Chariot? The Chariot is what you get on to get off the wrong path that you're on in your life, and you get on the Chariot to go onto the right path that you're meant on your life. And Mars comes in and pulls you away from a way of thinking, pulls you away from a way of doing relationship, pulls you away from relationship, in order for you to get on that Chariot and for you to go down that path the way that you're intended to in your life. This is something coming apart that's not serving you anymore, that's not meant to be on your path. This doesn't have to be the relationship. It could be a way of thinking. It could be a way of handling the relationship. This could be you guys realizing together that, oh my God, we have been a hot mess in this relationship. We need to really fundamentally change how we speak to each other. We really need to work on that. But it's this illuminating, the illuminating of these realities. It's seeing everything for what it is, right? Just seeing everything for what it is. And the reason I'm giving that interpretation is because in the near future, we have the World card, right? Cards are one thing in isolation, but you always have to look at the cards around them. So for those of you who are learning tarot, you always want to look at the cards surrounding. That should always inflect your understanding, how the energies connect. So the World is... Everybody wants the World's card, right? It's fabulous, but it is attached to, it's a Saturn energy. Let's just call it what it is. It is. Astrologically, the World is associated with Saturn, which is about restriction and slowness. Saturn is also where the biggest and the longest and the most authentic gifts are. No question. No question. I understand it's considered a malefic energy. I understand all of that. There's all this negative connotation surrounding Saturn, which I always kind of laugh at that, because really then why is it associated with the most positive card in tarot? It's not so negative. It's just hard. So what this tells me is you guys are going to be realizing that you need to change the way you are doing relationship, and it's not going to be easy. But you guys, you're willing to put the work in, Virgo. You are absolutely willing to put the work in. You are. You want this communication. This is you see you in your mind. You guys can be 100% happy. Not every day of the week, but you know, as a general kind of vibe within your connection, really happy. But something needs to shift. And you're recognizing that something needs to be torn down as far as how you guys connect. And you guys can have all of this. So something needs to be addressed. We got a lot of, we got the sun and the world in your reading. Like, really? You have a lot of desire in you for this person. And they do for you too. Okay. So we have to figure out what needs to be done differently. Do you maybe need to be less critical of them? Do they need to show up differently? Let's see. Let's pull a couple of energies here and see what we have. You know what? I'm going to add some oracles to this. I'm just going to read these in the upright. I'm feeling called to do that. King of Coins. The World. Hello. Different deck. We got the... Okay. All right. Yes, good. We got the Five of Swords. All right. I want to address this card first because this is a Venus and Aquarius energy. Again, this is about... Five is conflict, swords are truth. This is you guys having, but it's also, it's got an association to Venus and Aquarius, which is about realizing you guys having a conversation about what you each need moving forward in this relationship. And you're going to find that you're conflicting ends of the spectrum with what it is that you really want. So there needs to be some compromise here about how things are going to be different moving forward. Because whenever there's an Aquarius energy, there's this idea of needing to recognizing that things need to be done differently, but we already know that, right? Because we know that in your read we have that Tower energy, right? And you recognizing that your partner isn't showing up in that mental, physical, emotional way that you need to, you know that that needs to be changed. We know that they think you're a little too critical of them, so we know all of this, right? So you guys have to have that meeting of the minds. This is a necessary argument. I always think that the Five of Swords, it's an argument, it's conflict, but it's one towards healing. It's like one of those necessary conversations that if you guys are going to change, you have to have this conversation 100%. And we have the King of Coins energy. This is a great energy. Come on now. It's an Aries and Taurus. So this is about a fresh, Aries is about fresh eyes, fresh perspective, starting a new cycle. Taurus is about mental, physical, emotional connection. It's ruled by Venus. So really nice, beautiful. I love the energy of the King of Coins because it's like, all right, let's sit down and figure this out kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Now, when you sit down to figure it out, you might end up having that Five of Swords argument, but that's okay. Because in order for you to have the world, in order for you guys to move forward in that Saturn energy and put in the hard work that's necessary to make this work, you guys have to have this conversation. You follow? So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the conflict. Because conflict is not all bad. Some arguments are really healthy and necessary. Then we have the Three of Coins. You guys are figuring your stuff out. Mars and Capricorn. This is the Architect card. This is all right. Let's figure it out now. Now what? Where are we going to live? Who's moving in with who? What are we doing? And having that conversation. Again, the Architect card. What is an architect? Do they come in and they sketch the plans for what's about to be built, right? So you want to apply that to the relationship. You have to be having that conversation, sketching the plans. What is it all going to look like, right? Having that beautiful communication here with the Three of Coins. Yeah, that is what I have for you. Okay, guys. Good stuff. Lots of emotions here for sure. I wish you guys the best. And that is what I have for Virgo couples. Now on to Virgo singles. Okay. Hello, my Virgo singles. So I'm going to be only pulling upright energies for this because whenever... Oh, you know what I just realized? I just realized I didn't pull any oracles for Virgo. I guess I didn't feel like I needed to. The message was so clear. I didn't pull oracles for Virgo couples. Such a clear message. All right. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing these in reversals. Let's pull Celtic cross spread first. Ooh, you have the Lovers in the near future. That's like the final outcome. So, okay, the reading's over. You guys have the Lovers in the end. You're gonna make a decision there in love. Okay. All right. So Ace of Swords coming into this energy. Wow. First of all, I want to tell you that I feel, Virgo single, somebody else is in your energy. I just feel it. Yeah. Or no, somebody else is, there's somebody in your energy from your past, and it doesn't mean that you want to be with them anymore, that you are with them, and it doesn't mean anything like that, but it means like the lingering lessons, let's just say, that were had in a past relationship are still very with you. Right, so we have this idea of Ace of Swords. This is great. So coming into this energy, this is you really wanting a new beginning, a new start, a new, fresh, new truth. You want somebody who knows how to communicate. You want somebody who is going to have a transformative effect on your life, right? But in a positive way. You're very ready for this. You just really are. You're very ready, Virgo, very ready, right? And so the situation right now of your love life, we have Judgment and we have crossed by the Seven of Swords energy. So Judgment energy is a Pluto energy, and this is all about transformation. So this could be you feeling this transformation in your life for sure. Judgment's about forgiving. It's forgiving ourselves, it's forgiving other people, and it's just like allowing things to go, like letting things go, like just, so that you can have this transformation, a clean transformation, because it's the conscious decision to end one way of life and open yourself up to another way of life. But you have to allow that forgiveness, because if you're holding on to resentment or bitterness in the past, that creates energetic walls, and that is really always gets in the way from being able to move forward. Now, you might end up meeting new people, but those people, you're going to be pulling in a lot of the same energy that you pulled in before. You don't want that, right? So there's this idea of forgiveness that's necessary. But interesting is being crossed by the Seven of Swords. Now, Seven of Swords is a card of thievery. It's a moon in Aquarius, so it's about feeling differently than what's on the exterior as well. So that's why those of you who watch me, I always call this is the card of like somebody wearing that mask, that false mask. This can often be, though, an energy that indicates feeling the need to place somebody at their own game. So in the one way, it's this very interesting energy I'm getting, because on the one hand, I'm getting that there's transformation. There's a letting go and there's an opening up to something new. But then there's this idea of adapting this false facade. Now, what you might be doing here is saying to yourself, okay, you know what? I was in that past relationship and I would have loved for that to work out. But now it's time for me to move on, because I'm realizing it's not going to work out and I need to act as if. So this can simply be you saying to yourself, okay, I can't be with that person anymore, but I don't want to be alone anymore. I enjoy being in a relationship. So I have to put myself out there and just work through whatever it is that I'm going through, and just hope that as time evolves, I'm going to do further healing and things are just going to get better in that way. So this can be very much an energy of an acting as if, even though there might be somebody still lingering in your heart from the past, there's a level of acceptance and a decision for you to move forward. Now, your crowning energy is one of Temperance, which is about it is a card of almost like a negotiation card. It's this reciprocity. You getting what you need, them getting what they need, the relationship getting what it needs. And this being very important to you in this next relationship. Being very, very important to you. Right? And the reason that's so important to you is because you've experienced a lot of pain. I don't have a new energy coming in yet. I just want to give you that heads up, okay? You're dealing there's still some sort of lingering pain in your heart here. Now, this could be from a third party situation, but it doesn't have to be. This is the card of pain. So this could be any sense of pain that you're dealing with from your past. I mean, this is definitely like a past kind of card. This is not a new energy. This is not a new energy. So, but you're ready to have this new beginning. You are ready, right? But you're recognizing that it's very important that you get what you need in a relationship, because you dealt with enough pain and you don't want to have to deal with that anymore. So for you, you're not willing to go down that road. Right now, you're the Nine of Swords energy. Yeah. Oh, man. I have to tell you, I'm getting a very confused, very conflicted vibe for you, right? Because the Nine of Swords, this is a Mars in Gemini. This is you so badly wanting to move forward away from a past energy, right? Because Gemini, being ruled by Mercury, that mercurial energy is very, from an alchemical perspective, it's about transformation, and you being really having this self-talk, right? Because again, Gemini being communication, this self-talk. How in the world can I have this new cycle? How can I adopt a fresh perspective for myself in order to move forward in a really productive way? And you being in this space of, I very much get this energy where it's like, again, I want to reiterate, not to repeat myself, you still have somebody in your energy field who hurt you, who is not very fair to you, and you recognizing that you need the fairness because reflective of what you've gone through in your past. And you may not feel fully ready to put yourself out there, but you're doing it anyway. And it is causing you a lot of that 3 a.m. anxiety. What am I doing? I don't know how I feel about this, and feeling still in that space of, it's like you're trying to heal, but you know that you can't go back to something. So it's that, sort of purgatory space. Now, the Fool energy is the energy external to you. Uranus is all about shaking it up, doing things differently. So I like this. I feel like you're going to be meeting somebody that's very different, that's really wants to take this calculated risk with you, really going to be encouraging you and pulling you in this direction. Now, this is somebody who's very different from you, okay? Because Uranus rules Aquarius, right? So Uranus is about doing things different, being out of the box. So this can be you meeting somebody from a different ethnic background, a different culture, a different religion, a different personality than you normally would go after. This could be somebody from, maybe they don't live near you. Maybe you met them online, right? Because there is a lot of Mercury energy here. Besides the fact that you guys are obviously ruled by Mercury, I'm just saying that the cards are indicating a lot of movement with Mercury, and that rules online communication. So you might be meeting somebody who maybe lives in a different location. Look at this. I'm sorry. This is just so clear to me that you still have feelings for somebody else, but you're making yourself move forward, and you're meeting this great person. Because the Fool I love the Fool. I think the Fool is the smartest card in the deck. I really do. I think the Fool is all the cards. I don't know why. It shouldn't be 0, right? I think it should be past the world. But anyway, this is your fear. Look what your fear is. Page of Cups. You're afraid. You're afraid of somebody offering you their cup. It's like you want it. Be afraid of what you ask for. But you're afraid of somebody really wanting this, like, to have this relationship with you. And just be like, please come be mine, kind of thing. As much as you want it, you're fearing it. But then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, here we go. Leo and Virgo. This is somebody coming in and being very hot, very determined, right? And really wanting to make a change in your life. Somebody who knows how to communicate, who has their finances together, who understands what solid emotional, mental, and physical connection is. And then we have in the near future the Lover's energy. Now, the Lover's energy does mean, first and foremost, needing to make a decision in love. So you need to make the decision to be in this relationship. And then recognize that you guys are going to be working at this together. So that's the decision, is like working at this together. But there's 100%, there is this energy that you're meeting. And you might literally be meeting an Aquarius, right? Because the Fool is ruled by Uranus, which rules Aquarius. But yeah, definitely a beautiful energy. I love it. I don't know. I'm loving this. pull yourself out of that old energy and give this one a go, because this person seems really good. Just sincere is what I want to say. I was looking for the right word. There's a sincerity about this energy that I really love. Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. For life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Yes, forgiveness. That's the Judgment card. You just, whatever happened, happened. The toothpaste is out of the tube. Let it go. That thing didn't work out. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. You have to trust this person. This person isn't going to do to you what the other person did. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is going to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Forgiveness, trust, transformation. I mean, really, what a beautiful reading. Lucky to be you right now. I really hope you guys resonate with this. Let's see what happens, okay? Let's see what happens as April rolls out. But that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.